Welcome back if you're a fan of the channel, and hey, welcome if you're new here. And in today's video, you're going to notice a few things different. First off, I'm not in my current office. This is a hotel room in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm here for work, so for the next week, I will be putting out content from this room. So that's the first difference. And the second thing is, you'll notice that usually on Mondays, we've been doing Road to Arceus video, and you're not seeing a Road to Arceus video today because I was on vacation last week, and I played a grand total of 0 Pokemon games. So I have no content, I have no update for you. So I decided I would do something a little bit different here, and I want to talk about my first month of competitive Pokemon. July was the kickoff to the 2024 season. We are still awaiting the 2023 World Championships in August in a few weeks, but the 2024 season is underway. And July kicked off for everyone to be able to pick up points in their journey towards the 2024 Worlds, which I have I've decided to do. I decided I want to attempt to make the 2024 World Championships, and that means I was playing in a lot of league challenges in the month of July. I played in 4 total, maybe not a lot, but it was a lot for me. So 4 league challenges in the month of July, and I want to talk about them, talk about how I did, how much points I have towards that journey of Worlds 2024, and what that all looked like and what is in the future. But before we get started, if you guys are enjoying the content, please go ahead and hit subscribe and drop a like down below. Helps the channel grow. And also, while you're down there, let me know how your July has been for your competitive journey. How many points do you have? How have your challenges gone? What have you been playing? I want to know it all. So go ahead and drop some comments. So I'll get straight to the point. How much CP did I earn in the month of July? Drum roll, please. 0. I got 0 points in the month of July in 4 league challenges. So let's talk about them. It's just going to be better if we talk about them. So the first challenge, actually, I made a short about this. I have a short where I went down to Woodbridge, New Jersey, and I played in illustrious games the first week of July. As soon as the season kicked off, they set a challenge up, and I took part in it. There were 43 participants at this event, like 38 masters. We did 6 rounds, top 8 at CP, which was cool because it gave me more of a chance to get CP. I played Chien-Pao Arceus at this event, and this is how I did. Round 1 was against Lost Box, and I ended up winning this match on the last turn. My opponent literally could have won the game. They did not have enough energy. They sent a little bit too much energy to the Lost Zone, and I was able to take it. So able to win round 1, which I was feeling super confident for the rest of the day, but for the 5 rounds left. Round 2, I ended up playing a Regidrago deck. This was actually one of the decks that, I think it was like the Seniors Division 1 NAIC. I hadn't seen this deck before, and it got the best of me. I actually thought I had a chance of winning this last turn. I had enough energy. I just needed my opponent to not take a KO, and they have a Garchomp V in their discard pile with Regidrago, which allows them to attack my bench, and I had a Luminion on my bench, so they were able to snipe that off, and yeah, game over. So 1-1. Moving into round 3, I versed a mirror match Chien-Pao, and this one was kind of an easy match. I got set up before my opponent. My Baxcalibur went up. I was able to boss their Baxcalibur, and it was kind of just smooth sailing from there. So pretty good. This kind of feels like how it is with mirror matches. If you get set up first, take the first prize, you can easily take the match. So that was cool. I moved to 2-1, and I was feeling really good. Round 4, I played Gardevoir, which is a really tough matchup. I think in general, it's a tough matchup, but I think it's a really tough matchup for Chien-Pao. And yeah, my opponent just did Gardevoir things, right? Sent energy to the discard pile. Kind of had enough. Kind of came close down to the final turn, but I was trying to do some play with canceling Cologne, Radiant for Ninja, ended up just being a card short. I still don't think it would have helped me in the end of the day, but I tried. So I moved to 2-2. And I knew for these last 2 matches, I needed to get wins. I needed to win the next 2 matches in order to have a chance of being, in the conversation for top 8. Maybe with my resistance, I maybe would have got pushed out, but I still think that I could have got there. So round 5, going into round 5 was a big matchup against Fusion Mew, and my opponent bricked super hard. Just 1 Mew out, no Genesect, just nothing, just hard brick. And I was able to just take a very quick match. So unfortunate for my opponent, but good for me. So 3-2, moving into the last match. If I win, I have a chance to get points. If I lose, probably not. And we go against Turbo Lost Box, and my opponent was just able to get set up very quick. Turbo Lost Box is one of those decks where you need to be matching their speed almost, where if they get too far ahead, they're able to get Lost Box, Mirage Gate set up on turn 2, like you're just in trouble. And if you're not kind of matching that speed, and I got Baxcalibur out on like turn 3 or 4, and it was a little too late. So he took the match, and I dropped to 3-3, and that was my first league challenge of the season. So The second league challenge was literally a week later at Highlander Games in Boonton, New Jersey. There was about 20-ish people. It was like close to 24. I can't remember if there was actually 24. Now, we actually did play 6 rounds. So round 1, I ended up playing Lost Box. I was just telling you that Turbo Lost Box goes very quick. Obviously, you need to try to match them. Well, game 1, I get a free backs in the starting position, jump out on the bench, and no way to switch them, right? So my opponent's able to do Lost Box things, send forward to the Lost Zone, and take a turn 2 KO with Cram on a free backs, which means I can't get a turn 2 Excalibur, and it was kind of just game over from there, right? I really had no answer. I do get a free backs down, they boss it, kill it with Cram, and it's just rough. It's a hard thing to come back from. So I was like a little down, but I was like, okay, going into round 2, we should draw better. And would you know it, round 2, Turbo Lost Box, and almost an identical starting hand, free backs in the active. He was waiting for Ninja on the bench and just no way to switch him out. And we kind of go down the same path. I do get a little bit closer to getting the win. As I'm able to get back Excalibur up, I don't see the boss, but it was still just too late. It was too late. Turbo Lost Box is able to get going. It's a little bit hard to stop it. So, 0-2 was kind of disappointing because I've kind of figured from this point on I was not going to get CP, but I was really just wanted to play matches, get repetitions in, get practice in. And so, I stuck it out, played the rest, right? I think it's good for me to be able to play in person, just in these kind of like tenser situations than playing just like a local league or playing online. So I don't like dropping, not really my thing. But so I decided to stick it out, go into round 3, where it's a Gardevoir deck where I have a third absolute abysmal hand, just absolutely terrible. I know that this is a thing in trading card games, but it just felt so bad, right? It felt awful that I was drawing so bad, especially on the opening turns. But lucky for me, my opponent went second and they Iono me. Not only do they Iono me out of a bad hand, they Iono me into an amazing hand. I have Rare Candy, I have Excalibur, I have Champao. They actually go ahead and evolve their Gardevoir EX on their second turn, and I'm able to boss KO it with Champao, and it was kind of just smooth sailing for there. So I kind of got bailed out, but it still felt bad that I drew so poorly. So I ended up moving to 1 and 2 in the second league challenge, where we versed a Lugia in round 4. And Lugia is one of these decks where I think that I should have the upper hand with Champao. That's how it feels. But Lugia is just, I don't know. I did talk about consistency issues on one of the Road to Arceus videos, and I still believe that. But if it's able to hit, it feels like a really strong deck. So my opponent drew a little bit dead in the beginning of the game, which allowed me to get set up, but they still were able to take really big KOs with Lugia and T-Tar, and it actually came down to the last play of the game. He Ionos me, actually top deck a boss's orders to boss his Lumineon and take the win. If I don't top deck that, I actually don't win. I don't win. So kind of a lucky draw for me, but I do move to 2 and 2. And now I'm feeling a little optimistic. I'm feeling a little optimistic that, like, hey, you could do this. We actually ended up, it was only a 5-round challenge, so 3 and 2 maybe pushes me into that. Maybe with resistance I get pushed into the points, but I still need to win, right? Kind of a mirror match, or a mirror of what happened in the last challenge. I have to win my last match to have a chance, and I verse a Regidrago deck, and I'm not able to get it done. My opponent plays Path early, which does not allow me to Shivery Chill, which really is a killer to the deck, but I actually find some outs to be able to get rid of Path, I think twice or maybe even 3 times with a Stadium or Lost Vacuum or stuff like that, but I legitimately had no other cards to draw other cards. I couldn't find a Research, couldn't find an Iono, I couldn't find Greninja, or if I had Greninja, I can't remember, I couldn't find Energy. So it was bad, it was rough. I really had no chance of winning this game. My opponent got set up with Arceus, got his Regidrago going, and it was kind of just game over. So I ended up going 2 and 3 for the challenge. I ended up getting 0 CP, and I decided at this point that maybe Champao was not the move. Champao, I think, is a great deck, but I don't know if it's fully finished, if it's fully fledged out for it to be like a top tier deck. So I decided to move into Gardevoir, and you'll probably know this because I played Gardevoir in my last Road Arceus video, and I talked about how I was going to go to League Challenges with that. So the next week after that League Challenge, I do go to a League Challenge in New York, Monastery Comics, and I bring Gardevoir, and I'm pretty excited because I've been playing well online. And round 1, I get Arc Der Umbreon, and it was a weird match. It was a very weird match. I haven't played too many of this deck, even though it's a very popular deck. I get Gardevoir, I get EX down. I actually end up using Temple of Sinnoh to kind of delay my opponent because the DTEs now are kind of just shut off, and I'm actually able to, after he uses Umbreon VMAX to boss up my Gardevoir EX and take a KO, I'm actually able to boss a Duraludon that has no energy attached to it into the active, and I get another Gardevoir EX up, and I start using Cresselia to start do some damage on his bench. I kill a hurt Arceus to even the prizes, and then I boss an Umbreon to take the lead. My opponent really quickly counters with his Umbreon VMAX, and then it kind of comes down to the last kind of turn in time, and I just don't have the cards in order to be able to take a KO. I don't have enough energy. I think I accidentally threw away Zacian when I shouldn't have, and I couldn't close out. So it felt bad to lose the first game, but I thought it was a good matchup. I thought I played pretty well. I did make some misplays, of course, happens, but I thought overall it was a solid match, and I was feeling confident for the rest of the event. Except turn 2, I go against a mirror match Gardevoir, and what I now know from mirror match Gardevoir is that whoever gets the first KO basically wins the match, and my opponent leads with Zacian V. I have Ralts or Mew or something like that, which I think is the optimal play, but he Roar of the Swords attaches, and then turn 2 is able to take a knockout, and he actually ends up taking like 3 knockouts before I'm able to get fully set up, and it's kind of just, it's over from there. It does come down to kind of like the last turn where I'm able to, if I don't die, if it doesn't take a KO on that last turn, but with the Gardevoir, what I'm realizing is if they have Gardevoir EX set up, and they have Shining Arcana, and they need 1 prize card, the game is over, right? The game is over. You either need to kill the Gardevoir EX to prevent the energy removal or the energy spreading, or you need to kill the Arcana and then they just do the same thing next turn. So yeah, it was basically over once I went down early, and I dropped to 0-2. And like I said, I don't like to drop. So I was getting ready to play my round 3 opponent when my round 3 opponent came over and said, "Hey, I'm just gonna drop, you win." And I made the decision just to leave the tournament early. I ended up dropping after that because I didn't want to wait to play another match. So I ended up leaving early. I go 0-2 drop, technically 1-2 drop, but not counting a forfeit. So not a great challenge, probably the worst of the bunch, but it is what it is. I think I'm learning that not every challenge is going to be exactly how you want it to be. And the 2 matches that I played were actually really, really good matches for me to learn from. So upset with the result, but not too mad. So going into the 4th challenge, which was actually last night here in Atlanta. Again, I bring Gardevoir. I wanted to play Gardevoir. I wanted to give it another chance. And I started the day off against a Rotom V-Star, which is a deck I have not seen. But I got set up, did my thing with Gardevoir. I had 3 Corellias out on like turn 2, or turn 2. It was crazy. And, I just did my thing, did what Gardevoir is meant to do. And I took the game relatively easy. So it was really good. Round 1, victory, 3 rounds to go. Wasn't a hugely challenge, but I knew that if I could just get 3-1, I could kind of push myself into that challenge, into that conversation of being in the top 4. So round 2, we verse a Lugia deck, and like I said with Champao, Lugia is one of those decks where it can just go off. Thing is, Champao does not have weakness. There's no weakness. Lugia just doesn't have it. With Gardevoir, there is weakness. Yveltal, if they're running the Rapid Strike, or the Single Strike, Yveltal is a pretty big deal. Also, Tyranitar is a big deal for your Gardevoir EX. So, unfortunately for me, I have to start Zacian in the opening position, which basically is 2 prize cards right there with Yveltal or Tyranitar, and then I have to get Gardevoir EX down, right? It's part of the deck. So there's another 2 prize cards, and that's basically what happened. They're able to take 4 prize cards pretty easily, and then I'm able to take 2 prize cards. I kill a Tyranitar, but there was never really a chance for me in the moment once I did lose the 2. My opponent went down to 2 prize cards. It was pretty much over. So it was kind of a rough game for me, but it is what it is. I haven't seen too much Guardy versus Lugia, so that was kind of a good matchup to play to learn it, but puts me at 1-1. So I need to go into round 3 and take a win so I can feel confident going into round 4. Unfortunately for me, I played Turbo Lost Box, and like I said in game 1, where I had 3 Corellia set up on turn 2, I actually only have 1 set up on turn 2 in this matchup, and Lost Box goes quick, and they're able to boss and cram my Corellia, and I fall behind so quick. The Lost Mine is able to do its thing, and kind of just picks me apart. So it's unfortunate. I never really was in that game either, so I fall to 1 and 2, and I'm a little down, but you know, finished out the last match against Annihilate. It was actually, I played the only junior there at the tournament. So I ended up going 2-2. I just placed like 7th out of 12 people, and yeah, you know, it's a tough road, these challenges, but I am a little optimistic because I did learn a lot. The one big question that I still have is, what deck do I play? I still don't know. Part of me wants to go back to Chien-Pao and play the Pokestop variant. Part of me wants to actually just dive into Lugia, and then part of me wants to try like Arc Umbreon. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where we're going to go from here. I'm a little disappointed because I'm super competitive in nature, and I need to see like physical results. I do think that I've improved as a player, but that's not like validation for me. I need that to turn into actual material points for me to feel like I'm making progress. And seeing 0 points after 4 challenges is rough. I feel like I should be doing better. I feel like I should get there, but it's also new, right? I do need to kind of give myself a little bit of slack because it's new. I'm still learning, and it's a long season. It's a long season for me to be able to get League Challenge wins. We're going to be playing the League Cup. I'm going to be playing the League Cup in August, so there's a lot of opportunities for points. So I shouldn't be too down on myself because this is new. I'm still learning, and we will eventually get into those points. I need to prepare for the big one. There's going to be multiple big ones, but the first big event that is bigger than a League Cup is Pittsburgh Regional in the first week of September. So I will be going to that. So I want to make sure that I'm in a good spot going into that. I know what deck I want to play. I know how to play it, and I'm ready to play 9 best of 3s, right? And I would love to make day 2, but if I don't, I at least want to be close to that realm of 6-2-1, 19 points, somewhere in that range, where I'm maybe getting CP, but even if I'm not, I'm kind of competing up until the final rounds, where I'm not like dropping on round 4 or 5, right? So we'll see what happens. Long way to go. We have about a month, so I do need to figure some stuff out. So expect in the next Road to Arceus video a potential new deck. I don't know, maybe I just need to hunker down and play with one deck and learn it and love it, but I think I'm leaning towards trying to play decks that I enjoy. But to do that, I have to play around with decks. I have to test and see what I like. So also something to note is Obsidian Flame is dropping, and it will be legal very, very soon. So I do need to keep that aware, see what that does to the meta. And yeah, maybe there's a new deck that pops up that catches my eye. So hope you guys enjoyed my rambling and just talking about where I am in the current challenge. 0 points is rough. I do feel a little bad about it, but I'm also optimistic that the month of August and September will be good to me, and I will start playing some good Pokemon, and I will improve. So it's a long season. We have a lot of Pokemon left to play, and I hope to bring more updates for you guys when I start getting some CP. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned next week for a new Road to Arceus video. Like I said, I don't know what deck we're playing. Could be a mystery, but I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I hope you guys are enjoying the TCG content. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.